Now to the war in Ukraine, where Russia fired 4 missiles into the southern port city of Mykolaiv early Tuesday morning. The strikes demolished an apartment building and a school and killed at least one person. A day earlier, Russia unleashed a barrage of missiles on several cities, including the capital, Kyiv. Meanwhile, ships carrying grain from Ukraine are still on the move, despite Russia suspending a deal meant to protect the shipments. Moscow claimed it couldn't guarantee the safety of the boats because of the drone attacks on its ships in the Black Sea. The grain deal was brokered in July by the United Nations and Turkey. According to the UN, it has allowed more than 9 million tons of grain to safely leave Ukrainian ports. The deal has brought down global food prices about 15% from their peak in March. The deal was scheduled to expire on November 19th. For more on all of this, I'm joined by Cary Fowler. He is the special envoy for global food security for the U.S. Department of State. What exactly is Russia doing here? Is Russia just saying we're not sure we can secure this grain, or are they actively saying they will block the supply?
Well, what they've said is that they're suspending their cooperation with the agreement that they made about 100 days ago. As you well know, when Russia invaded Ukraine on February 24th of this year, it virtually brought to a halt the shipments of grain out of Ukraine. Ukraine, by the way, is one of the world's top 5 exporters of corn, wheat, sunflower, barley. So it's a major player in food security matters around the globe. What the UN brokered was a deal to allow the ships to go out of Ukraine's Black Sea ports and get to the markets where typically and historically Ukraine has supplied a lot of grain to Mideast, to Africa. So it's quite important both directly to feed people who are food insecure, but also to keep food prices down. And Russia has decided, at least temporarily, to put a halt to that cooperation.
And Cary, tell me a little bit about some of the countries that will be affected and how thin the membrane is between barely surviving and what would happen if this grain doesn't get to them, what their lives would be like if that happened.
We're in a pretty precarious situation now with the world food crisis. We have 828 million people who are food insecure, and that would include about 100 million children under the age of 5 who are suffering now from stunting or wasting, a condition that could easily affect them for the rest of their lives. It's a tragic, tragic situation. And those numbers have been growing in part because of the blockade of Ukraine's ports. So it was a major achievement that the United Nations was able to broker this deal, which gave shipping companies and insurance companies the kind of security that they needed to go into essentially what is a war zone and export this much needed grain to the world markets. That, of course, creates the situation now is very uncertain. We don't know what will happen. I don't believe any ships are scheduled to go out tomorrow. Yesterday, I think about a dozen ships got out. And by the way, that included one ship chartered by the World Food Program carrying 30,000 metric tons of grain. And just to put that into some perspective, 30,000 metric tons of grain, which in this case was headed to Ethiopia, is enough to make 100 million loaves of bread. And that was just one ship carrying 30,000 metric tons. Ukraine still has about 20 million metric tons that could and should be getting to people who really need it around the world.
So where do things stand now? And will this? There was already, the deal was supposed to sunset. So will it be extended?
That's right. It was originally set to expire in 120 days. Of course, we all anticipated and hoped that because it was so much needed for ensuring global food security, that it would be extended by Russia. At this point, we, of course, can't predict what the Russian Federation will do, but we're very hopeful, deeply disappointed in the suspension, but very hopeful that they will come back to the negotiating table, extend the agreement, and help us promote food security.
All right, Cary Fowler, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.